Welcome to Pexi's Kitchen. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
She's not laughing because we screwed up before. This is just happiness and joy in life. But no, seriously, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, to your mother, to my mother, and their mothers before them, going back to ancient times. We wanted to do something special for our moms because they're special people. We're making two distinct cakes for two distinct women, but they're both going to be delicious and made with love and butter and sugar, and who can ask for anything more than that?
Exactly. Okay, my mom is going to get a chocolate cake with mascarpone buttercream, and it's going to have chocolate covered strawberries on the top. Not only are they chocolate covered strawberries, but they're pink chocolate covered strawberries, and it's not fake pink chocolate, it's real pink chocolate. And the second part of the cake is going to be a strawberry curd.
So for my mom, we're doing an olive oil cake with a German buttercream. Don't know what that means, but we'll find out. It's a new recipe. And a lemon curd to go inside of it.
Okay, we're gonna start with the curd. My curd with the strawberries is going to be I'm going to cook down the strawberries, chop them up first, cook it down, put it in a blender, mix it up a little bit, add some sugar, add some eggs, and add some butter. What about you?
I'm gonna juice my lemons because you can't really puree lemons, that's gross. I'm gonna zest them, get that little extra bit of flavor because the lemons have nice oils inside the skin. Unless you go too deep, you don't want to zest them down to the white because then it gets bitter.
The pith.
So we're gonna get the pith. I get really pithed off when people over-zest lemons.
So let's get started.
Let's do this. Alright, next is a little bit for our goodie basket. We're going to be making French baguettes, something nice and fancy and really delicious. So I made a starter based on the recipe, which is basically just flour, yeast, and water. No sugar, which is strange because usually I thought sugar is used to activate the yeast, but maybe that's not what you do for a starter. Who knows? Anyway, so I put it in a bowl for basically the entire day, covered it in plastic wrap so it wouldn't grow like a thick, crusty skin. Fortunately did not grease my plastic wrap, and so it got stuck to my dough. Don't do this. We've got about a cup of lukewarm water. We've got 3.5 cups of flour. We have 2 teaspoons of salt and 1.5 teaspoons of yeast. We're just gonna go mix that in. We're gonna go put in our starter into the bowl. And then, like all things, it's better when you get your hands dirty. But your hands should be clean before they get dirty, because that's gross. And this goes in people's mouths. So the fun part is, mixing these things together seems like it's not going to work, but you just keep doing it and mixing it together, and over time, it forms into a nice dough and it becomes nice and smooth. Stick it in a grease bowl, cover it, let it rise. There's a whole process, and we'll get to that later. So let's start with this right now.
All right, so I'm making basil butter. This is actually compliments to a family friend. We had it at their house and we loved it, and so we decided to come home and make our own. It has basil in it, obviously, about 1.5 handfuls to make 4 ounces. Okay, I'm making about a 4-ounce a little jar here, which is super cute. So a 1.5 handfuls of basil, 1 giant clove of garlic, and about a couple tablespoons of olive oil, and then some coarse sea salt to sprinkle in there and mix in with the butter. We usually use non-salted butter for everything, so we don't really have any salted butter in the house, so we just decided to add the salt. And it's kind of nice to add your own salt to things. It makes it taste a little bit better, and you can kind of monitor how much salt you put in it. So what I did was I chopped up the basil, I mixed it with some salt and some olive oil, and then I used my handy dandy, it's in the dishes right now, it's dirty. I didn't clean it yet, which I should be doing right now. In my mortar and pestle, and I made kind of a paste of the fresh garlic and olive oil, and then I mixed that paste in with the basil and the salt and the olive oil mixture I made, mixed it in together, and then threw in 2 sticks of butter. And I made actually 2 of these little ones, one for his mom and one for my mom. So that's why 2 sticks of butter were put in there, and it made a really lovely tasting butter smear for the beautiful baguettes that we are going to give to them.
But we have our beautiful baguettes. You see the little bubbly little holes in there. Let me just hold this up there so you can take a peek. This is, I'm assuming, the yeast going, hey, what's up? I'm here. So we're gonna go turn these into little logs again. The last time I made this, it was really hard for me to get the baguette to get into the right shape. There was like a lot of bulges. It was compared to a tremor's worm by someone who shall remain nameless. I don't know if you saw that movie, but it's a great movie. And they've made 8,000 sequels.
How's it going?
Stretch. I'm just gonna pull it like I did last time because it's not cooperating. I think with less flour comes great responsibility. That's not the expression. With less flour, maybe works a little bit better. So I'm just gonna squeeze it. I'm sure there's someone out there, like an actual professional baker, who is just punching himself in the face, like, why are you doing this? Why didn't you do it the way you're supposed to? And I will point him to our slogan. I'm not professional. We're not professional, and neither are you. So if you are professional and you're watching this, stop that. No, stop.
Turn it off.
No, just kidding. Please subscribe.
Yes.
And we're back, and as you can see, this looks better because something happened. She walked in and fixed it. I don't know if you can tell the difference at this distance, but it is so much better than when I left it.
Last night I candied some lemons. If you can see it, they are pretty gorgeous. I might say so myself. Okay, so we're going to talk about a little bit what went wrong.
Well, besides the camera running out of SD card space, and
It's our second time saying this.
re-record the entire ending of this. Quick rundown, baked the cakes at the exact same time, the chocolate and the olive oil cake, and didn't check them periodically like I'm usually basically always do, and that you're supposed to make sure when they're done. So the olive oil cake overcooked, and then when I cut it a little sloppily, and it was just a little smaller and messier than I wanted it to be. The buttercream curdled, I still haven't figured out what you're supposed to do with that. I've heard a bunch of things: increase temperature, decrease temperature, add more fat, add liquid, reduce liquid, add sugar, whatever. I can't get it to stabilize and smooth out. The curd for the strawberry was a little more liquidy than we were expecting. That's why she didn't put as much in the cake, because we were worried about the integrity of the cake. Like if it gets too soggy, it's just going to collapse in on itself.
But if that happens, you just give them some extra curd on the side and they can eat the curd with the cake, and it's fabulous. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
The strawberries. Working with chocolate is really, really hard.
My nemesis.
We are going to conquer it someday. We didn't have enough white chocolate, like real good white chocolate, so we weren't able to make those beautiful streaks over the strawberry. You really need a lot of chocolate to do that, and I just didn't have enough, and it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So that kind of bothered me. I didn't love how the top of my mom's cake turned out. I wish the strawberries looked a little bit better. I wish that we had bigger, chunks of chocolate, not chunks.
Like long slivers of shaved chocolate.
Shaved chocolate.
Tiny little
Yeah,
zests.
exactly. And the flowers on top that Parm beautifully made this morning weren't able to set fast enough because we wanted to get the cake down there before she woke up. So, but if they did, we were going to paint them with colored
powdered food coloring on the tips, make it a little alive.
Pink powdered dust on the tips.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to do that, but I think it still looks really cute. It looks really cute with the basket, the color coordination of the pink flowers and the pink cake and the pink strawberry curd and all that. And so it looks good, it tastes good. So just because it's not perfect doesn't mean that, it's horrible.
We set a bit of an ambitious target with 2 cakes in about a 12-hour period of time.
2 baskets.
2 baskets, homemade baguettes, the butter, all this other stuff.
And we
There's
did
a lot.
all of our shopping yesterday. We did all of the cakes yesterday, except for a little bit of decoration today. All of the stuff for the basket yesterday. I put them together this morning, but we've got 2 hours of sleep, so we're pretty exhausted. But that's dedication, and hopefully our moms really like it.
Yeah. But from our families to yours, we want to wish you a very happy Mother's Day. And, whether you're a mother, whether you're a father, stepmother, stepfather, foster, anything like that, whether you're just a cat mom, cat dad, whatever, happy family and everything. And hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Granted, this is probably going up at the end of the day. So the rest of your week that's coming up, happy Monday. Happy upcoming Monday.
Yeah.
And whatever day you're looking at this.
Stay safe and healthy and keep adventuring.
Keep adventuring, y'all.
Bye.
Do you come here often? Is this a 90-minute or a 60-minute session? She's tired.